Oh, I'm recording. Hello. Oh, our solder finally got done. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play. Oh, it wasn't solder. We were cooking fisherman's glue, I think, when last we left off. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Abiotic Factor. In the last episode, we completed the synchrotron task. We effectively destroyed it. It created a micro black hole and swallowed some of the mining area, which has carved out a way for us to proceed onward to the laboratories now. But I think we did a little bit of the mines as well, exploring some of the maggot-held area. And our base came under attack by those maggots later on, like a whole wave of them. Anyway, it was fun to see something new with you guys. Today, we have several other tasks to do. Oh, right. So first off, you'll note that Antiverse 2 and Flathill are not here. I did those off screen. Same things I more or less did do before. I just ran through them, gathered the resources that I wanted, brought them back here when I was done. I brought back some more power cells and began converting more of our 2-battery links to large industrial batteries. And I'm attaching the batteries that I'm no longer needing for such a task as powering those things now that they're powered by the other batteries to the, I don't know what I would call this. The power system that runs our defenses at the moment. We have a few more batteries attached to them, which will make them last quite a bit, well, maybe not quite a bit longer, but long enough that I don't have to worry about turning off the power if the robot doesn't show up, for example. Here is our current hydroponics. I did gather all the plants at the end of the, when I had done the one off-screen run. We now have a fully grown another glow tulip. We have some Antiverse wheat here. And some Xanthurium rice. We'll go ahead and maybe do some cooking in the last day of this episode. I discovered 2 more things when it comes to dealing with the bees. My original intention was to put beehives all down this hall here. But I've discovered that it doesn't work that way. If a beehive is too close to another beehive, they won't produce any bees at all. They will instead be fighting each other the entire time. You won't see any bees, but it will say that they're too close together. You won't get any honey from this hive. So we're going to go ahead and extend that out a bit, as it were. I can probably fit maybe 1 more here. We'll have 2 hives down this hallway. 2 hives should be enough for me in a single-player game, I hope. I also did discover, in my multiplayer game with my brother Joe, since we have more hives there, that I was like, okay, I'm going to risk it. And I tried gathering honey from a hive without wearing the beekeeper outfit. You can tell that since I put the beekeeper outfit on us, that you need to have it. It better be on you, or you will be attacked by them. I was able to get enough space away from them where at some point they decided to leave me alone, though, so I didn't die from the experience. But, it was not the funnest thing in the world. I have made ourselves another 2? No, I made ourselves another chest. This is now holding currently all the crafting stuff we've got. And I went ahead and made something specifically for creature and plant bits. And now our chemicals alone are in this box. And I think that does it for things, viewer. I may have ran the train as well. I'm not quite sure if I did or didn't, but it's not on my list of things to do according to what's on our wall, so we won't be doing that this episode. Okay, so I've repositioned the hive. Let's explain transmogrification. Or, I have shown it, I explained it in the past, but this will be a better idea of how to show it. I made a transmog as well. It does not require power. It has a power cell in its schematic. You have 2 options while looking at this. The transmogrifier for edit your character customization. This will allow you to decide that you want to you want to redo the way you had done things during your character creation originally. You can still do this from the main menu. You don't have to do it in this. And if you do it here, it will adjust the way your character looks in the main menu. So this is, your customization here is a more permanent way to adjust your character in case you find this easier to do than going back out to the main menu and doing customization out there. Like maybe you've changed your mind during the game. We, for example, found the mining outfit here that now we can equip ourselves to wear. We are wearing currently, I believe, one of the scientist outfits currently. But we could do that from the other screen. Let's see, can we... I mean, it's pretty much exactly what customization is like. So if I go to this, for example, I can make ourselves... There we go. See? Just slap on a different skin. We're not going to do that. Now, for your equipment... let's say we want to look like we're wearing the Forge helmet, but we want to wear the Orda helmet and gain this bonus and its armor and what have you. You equip the helmet that you want to actually have the stats from on your ragdoll, and you put the thing you want to make it look like you're wearing over here on this side. This you don't benefit from the helmet. Like, we're not benefiting from this helmet whatsoever, other than it makes us look like we're wearing it. If you don't want to look like you're wearing anything, you just left-click on a slot, and then your character will look like they're not wearing anything at all there. We still have our headlamp attached to our head, though. Apparently, you also have to left-click on it again if you want to put it back like that. Okay, so that's transmog. We're going to keep wielding a shield. We're going to have our armor on at the moment because we still want to improve our strength more. Our current strength is 10. It'll be a little bit before we can get a different type of armor as well. Oh, I have even more batteries here. I forgot about these. Let's go ahead and hook up 2 more batteries to our outer defense. And then we'll go ahead and start the day. Again, the more of these we attach, the less efficient each battery is in the chain. I don't think we're gaining too much more power by adding 2 more to these. But we will gain a tiny bit. So, we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so what is on our objective? Oh, is there anything else we should show off? I don't think anything else new has happened. Pretty much everything else is the same. I will probably be running Flat Hill more times to get more power cells so I can continue to upgrade our batteries as I desire. Once again, we don't have to do that. Everything was fine the way it was, but I like the look of the new batteries. Plus, it frees up more small batteries for our defenses. Now, with my brother Joe, I explored more the Maggot Cave, and I can tell you that there isn't a whole lot of anything else in there for us. So I'm going to remove that as the thing we're going to do. There is the giant creature walking around. That is the gluttonous thing. And we will want to kill it for things, but we don't really have a good way to do that at this moment. Actually, we might have a good way to do it. As I mentioned a long time ago, it would behoove people to check on the entities here to see what exactly they might be weak to. And I'm not going to read this at the moment, but Nith the Gluttonous, I can see, is weak to explosive damage. So laser trip mines and mug grenades would be how we have to kill it. I don't know if I'm going to be so good at doing that, so we will go back to that much later. Okay, so I guess I will do some... Well, we can do both of these together. There's another thing that's not written down here that I think we'll do now, because there's already one... I can't believe we spent the whole day almost... we spent half the day talking. No, you know what? Let's go fishing in the Gene Stealer pool today. So, I'm going to make another fishing pole for us. Go ahead and make a small crate. And I think, can we make any bait? Sure, we can make some antifish bait. Let's make some of this. go ahead and bring a military cot. And 2 of these. And you'll see why I'm bringing this stuff with me. So today's just going to be a relaxing day. Just going to go over there, do some fishing. Maybe on the way back, we'll go ahead and kill a bunch of Marines for fun. I have stuff left in here. I think then that we will kill a bunch more Marines for fun. Hey, Harrison, now bring back a fish. That'll make you feel better, I'm sure. Something I have realized on this character is that we've been doing fairly well in the combat. Which means, well, or rather what I'm trying to allude to, is that we haven't taken too many hits. And as such, we haven't had to use too many healing items. Which means our healing skill is still low. Which means I can't make the anti-rad hypos. I killed both of those! Which is good, because now this is stuck. Game designer, I hate how you put that one wrecked truck right here. It also means that our constitution score is low, because we're not taking too many hits. So, I've always felt it's always a bit weird to me when a game improves your hit points by you taking hits in it. Later on, creatures will be doing much more damage to us, and so having this low constitution will be a big penalty for us in those instances. Okay, it's a nice kind of safe spot to be in, at least at the moment. So, I'm going to go ahead, or I forgot to bring something else with me, it doesn't matter. And we're going to go ahead and make a little dock for ourselves here. I like it to be straight. Good enough, question mark? Not really. How about here? Can we put it there, maybe? On this side? Oh, no, that's way too high. You need to be low to the water, or you will fail to pick up the fish. I don't like that. Sorry, this is very important. It isn't at all, but I want to do this. Let's see. Oh! Okay, we drank some... Like, what did we just drink? Okay, we drank some antivirus juice by accident. No, it's no good. It can't go up like that. Can we make it out? No, we can't. Can't really do that very well. It is very difficult for me to tell how it's going to... Okay, there we go. I wouldn't mind it having... I want to do this, viewer. I'm going to do this. Okay, maybe... Go there. We get... I guess I can just do one, but I really want a second one in case I fall into the water. No. Okay. Well, we'll at least leave this here at the moment. Just enough. Okay. So we can put our bait in here. Sorry, viewer. I am going to wrestle with this a little more. We can't cut the... I can't really cut the recording. You go there. Okay, that kind of works. Ah. Acceptable. I can always change it later. They won't... I'll try to convince myself that's not going to annoy me. Okay. Let's show you how bait works. So we fished in pools like this without bait. There's no fishing spot currently active in this pool. Oh, we do have some rice here. Guess we must take that back with us. So to use bait, I think we hold down E? No, is it X? No. I forget how we do it. Maybe we can just right-click on the bait and... Oh, I have no bait on me. That explains why. If I do that and I hold down... It's still not X. What is the... It's a different ammo button. What do I have that set to? I need to find out. So, here we go. Nothing like doing this on screen. Let's see. Drop item, alt fire, primary interact, veto deploy the secondary monster item. Y? I don't think it's Y. It's not Y. It's been a while, viewers, since I've used bait, because generally I stick to the fishing spots. If it's not Q, then I'm going to do something. Okay, forget it. So if I right-click on this, no, it doesn't work that way either. Oh no! How do I attach? Is it R? It's R for reloading. Okay, gotcha. There we go. Down in the lower right-hand corner, you can see we have 1 of 1 bait. So it was 0 of 1. So it's R to reload your fishing pole. Okay, with a certain type of ammo, and there we go. I guess bait's considered ammo, and that's pretty much it. Now we will have a much greater chance of actually attracting antifish when we fish. Still not 100%, and we lose the bait we used if we... Oh, good, and the fishing spot showed up. So we'll just fish here once without using it and see if we get an antifish. It's not 100% chance when you use bait, though. Just a heads up. And once again, if you still fail, if you get the fish or not, you use up the bait that you had put onto the pole. I think you're supposed to use bait when you are not fishing in an actual fishing active pool. All right, and we did not get an antifish, even though we used a bait. But there is an actual spot here. We'll go fishing here. We have a bait on this. We have, to my knowledge, 100% chance of catching a fish, even though we're fishing in this spot, so I guess we should cancel. If I hit R, we can take the antifish. What? Okay. I don't understand what's happening. I'm saying take the bait off, and it's giving me back... I think what's happening is we're just applying the same bait back on, and I guess I can't take the bait off the fishing rod once it's on. All right, whatever. Let's sit here and do this then. It's a decent little place to fish this. No enemies will come in here to disturb us. We don't have to really go too far to come here, and it's a spot to get us antifish whenever we need it. This will not be true in the very near future because of a certain thing that's going to occur in this episode when we go over to the labs. At the moment, it holds true. Always preferred to fish in the fishing pools. From what I can tell, as you saw, using bait doesn't give you the fish all the time. You still might get nothing. But the pools are 100% chance of getting a fish. And getting the fish, I believe, gives you more experience points than not getting the fish. So you definitely want to fish in the pool. Oh, and the pool just vanished. Okay. So that was a one fish pool only. Maybe they changed how that worked. It used to be that the pools would be active for about like half the day. So you could just really work on your fishing there. But that was only there once. I don't think we missed it earlier. Like I noticed it the moment I think it came on, it went active. Alright, well, viewer, since we're going to be here fishing for at least 2 more times, probably 3 more times, we should think of something to talk about. What is going on? What other games do you... So... What other games... Oh my goodness, can we talk about... Once again, I didn't write anything down, and it's so painful to listen to me ramble on about something I haven't written an outline. Because my mind goes north and south, so I can't tell... I don't I can't keep my train on the tracks for talking about certain topics. So, I guess let's just talk about other FPS games, and this one in particular. So, what's another game? Hey, we unlocked the tackle box. Perfect. Okay, so thank God we can talk about maybe that. Come on, what other FPSs are you playing? So, I'm playing occasionally Clive Barker's Undying, which I think I mentioned several episodes ago. It's the older FPS. I think it came out in either the early 2000s or maybe late. It's gotta be early 2000s. It doesn't feel like a late 90s game to me. And I am impressed with the gun play in that game. The guns are reasonably strong. Even the beginning pistol you get is useful all throughout the game. They give you enough ammo that you don't have to worry too much about it if you're good at hitting the targets. And the enemies are varied, with different types of attacks, and remain threatening the entire time. You don't have a way of improving your damage with the guns. And you don't have a way of... Well, I guess that's what we're trying to allude to there. I don't have any way to improve any particular gun, and they all seem rather useful for different reasons, and in different situations. There's a shotgun, a pistol, there's different ammo for those guns, phosphorus rounds for your shotgun, and silver bullets for your pistol. You get a short-range AoE, like, it's not a grenade launcher, but it's kind of a little bit like one, called it's called the war cannon, I believe is what it is, that freezes enemies and slows them down, but has a charge-up time required to use it. But you can charge the weapon at any time that you would wish, and then when you release the button is when you fire the blast from it. It has an infinite amount of ammo, that gun, but it's not good in certain situations when you need to be able to hit enemies quickly and kill them quickly. It has a melee weapon. It has a scythe in it, which does decent damage and attacks somewhat quickly. And there's another gun that I can't remember. Oh, I don't have it yet. A spear gun, if I recall correctly. It plays a bit like Bioshock, because your main attack is your guns, and your off attacks are your spells. Oh, we should leave this here too. I'll put you around the corner here. A nice place to sleep in case for some reason we hang out here all day. The spells are varied too. They have the mod I'm using has tried to balance them a little bit better. Some were always better than others, but they're fun. You use them with your right hand, so you can shoot with your left and then use spells with your right. Feels like Bioshock took inspiration from that game, not from the System Shock game. I believe that they said that they were taking inspiration from. The levels are linear most of the time, and a bit sprawling for some of them. It's a bit confusing to navigate, and there is no map in-game, and I'm going the wrong way. It doesn't matter. We'll go this way now. I'm so used to going around the main choke point here. The music is somewhat forgettable. I don't really remember any of the tunes or what have you. Sound effects are good for the game. It has some replayability, so while you can't upgrade your guns, you can upgrade your spells with these amplifier items that are hidden throughout the levels, which encourage exploration, which I very much like. And every point you put into one of those, every amplifier you use on a spell improves it in a way unique to that spell. There's other things for you to find as well that improve your character's statistics in the magical realm, but nothing improves your other, like your damage or your hit points or stuff of that sort. Mana is the only thing that you're able to improve via finding things in the game. voice acting is reasonable. Some of it's a bit silly when it comes to the idea of what's happening in the game world and what actually, and your experiences therein. So what I'm getting at there is that it takes place in a mansion. But, like, despite the fact that mansion is being, like, attacked by horrific monsters, demons, raiders, and other things, the people there don't really mind. Like, the servants, like, they're hanging out there and working, which is really flippin' weird. Like, I'm pretty sure after the first, like, monster, a howler, shows up, I wouldn't be there anymore. Like, I would have left a long time ago. So I mean, I guess the health benefits must be amazing working in the Covenant estate. It seems a bit silly to me, to be honest, though. So anyway, you meet various people in the mansion who obviously allow you to access various areas. They give you keys and what have you. You double back to the mansion to unlock stuff and so on. It has this other dimension that you end up going to every so often, or rather every so often, at certain different periods in the game in order to make more progress. It's a very, we might, or rather perhaps it'd be more appropriate to say, Dishonored's dream realm reminds me of that realm in Undying. And it's fairly good. I like the boss battles too. They do require you to recognize when an enemy is stunned or to do a specific thing, though, which is always a little annoying to me when it's not just a giant fight between me and the enemy lowering its hit points or some other mechanic I have to do. But that's, you know, I can just deal with it. The enemies are pretty good, though. I do like all the bad guys that I am fighting in the game. It's really good. I forgot how good the game was. If I had any complaint about the enemies, it's that at one point you get sent back and you go back in time to acquire one of the weapons I mentioned earlier. And the enemies back in time, at least the melee ones, are very easy to kill. And I wish they had...
What do you seek?
Hey, Marion. Ooh, it almost destroyed that Chopinator, but it did not destroy it. Once again, I really feel like we should upgrade... We should ditch one of these Chopinators for a second Tesla coil. Okay, let's see. I moved the sodas down here, didn't I? I did. Stick all those in. How are we looking? We are a little thirsty. I can probably honestly stop destroying the bot. And well, actually, that bot, the bot was destroyed for us by the whatchamacallit. Looking pretty good, but I guess we should take stock of our supplies at some point so you guys can know how I'm feeling about this stuff. Let's do that. Actually, first we have Marion here. How much do we have in the way of... We have... Okay, we're gonna do this. So we have plenty of bandages. Bandages. We have plenty of cloth scraps, so I can't think of why we wouldn't make 50 of these, turn them into him, and get the porcelain shards. Plus, this improves our crafting skill. As I mentioned, we got now have crafting 10. There we go. Do we have any tiny gears? We don't really need tiny gears for too much, but we'll go ahead, and we can always get more from the train. Marion? Oh! Crap! He hasn't restocked his porcelain shards. Okay. I thought he always... Okay, that's good to know. So he does not always restock. That's super awkward, because I made a ton of these right now. Well, he'll be back in the future. We can trade more of the bandages then, I suppose. Let's see. did restock, or he had now is offering us the hoses. We don't have any of these keys. Oh, you might remember in the last episode, we discarded one of these trinkets. It turns out we shouldn't do that. He will offer us an item in trade for one of those amulets. So, we should do that trade once. So, that was a mistake doing what I did earlier.
Please remain in place and wait for security assistance.
Alright, let's go ahead and... The bathroom isn't here, Tim. It's out here. Oh, we now have a little bath mat by this. Get some more stuff over here later. Use the bathroom. Bring our poop downstairs. Take a look up there and see what we're doing next. I think, though, it's time, Tim. I think it's time. Alright. We went fishing in the Gene Stealer Cave. We should, before I forget, we should make the fishing... I call it the fishing chair. They call it the tackle box. Looks like a chair, and you sit in it. It has spaces for tackle in it, and we have just enough leather scraps for it. I'm gonna want more of these to make up for what we're about to use. Okay, here we go. We'll move that out to our dock. When we go back there. We're going right back there, actually. Like, we have to go that... We don't have to go that way? Yeah, we gotta go that way to get to the lab. So I guess we'll drop that off there for the future. Alright. Alright, viewer. It is time to get our butts over to the lab. I kind of want the head this thing has, but that means we're going to want to store it, which means we're not leaving right away, so no. I will resist the urge to do that. Hey, Harrison. Sorry about... I got you fish. They're in the free refrigerator. Help yourself. It's going to take a bit to walk there, though, Tim. Actually, it won't be. We can go down here and then immediately go to the left to go back to the main Synchrotron cave, rather than go around past all the soldiers there. We should kill the soldiers, once again, to be honest. So we take damage, we use healing items, and improve our constitution and our healing capability. Our healing is only... We're not even at rank 3. Our constitution is not even... It's only at 2, for crying out loud. We just don't take damage. I've heard there's a... What's the game called? Kenshi? Where it's something similar. To improve your character's hit points, you actually have to take damage. And sometimes that might mean you get knocked out or on death's door or what have you, I've heard in that game. I've heard good things about the game. I've watched people play it, but it's a little too much, well, I'll say, for me. It requires a lot of... But then again, this game, I guess, is similar. I guess it is also a crafting game just like this. Well, not just like this, but similar to this. Alright, guys, here we are. Synchrotron is gone. A heads up that if you take a vehicle down here, you cannot get the vehicle back up this way without a great amount of effort. Even with ramps, it can be very difficult to get any of your vehicles, you know, as I just said, back up into this area. I am curious as to why there's this ramp here. I am guessing that this was some way to access parts of the Synchrotron from underneath of it. This looks like some sort of particle accelerator to me. Based on, like, the curvature of it. No talking in this area, viewer. Gotta keep our eyes and ears open for anything new. We're gonna get a loading screen right here. We get some fog in this area. We're at the Cascade Laboratories.
Janet, you always say my science is out of control. This project is different. I feel more in control than I've ever been.
We've heard that voice before. That's Abe. We saw him and Janet when we had left Flat Hill for the first time. Abe mentioned the fog is coming, which is actually no concern at all. Maybe he's wrong about this project of his too?
Are you sure about this, Abe?
Of course I'm sure, Janet.
Do you remember the pocket dimension? I remember the pocket dimension.
This is completely different. We're fighting fire with fire. Mance never let me try this, but if I can just bootstrap the neural array, I should be able to... Aha! Oh no. Janet!
Oh my god, it's loose.
Run, Janet!
That doesn't bode well. Thankfully, there's only one of them.
Unbelievable.
Right? And a pest teleporter we just unlocked the recipe for. I mean, we'll try to make everything we can. Oh, I forgot about the tackle box. It doesn't matter. We have it with us. I'm not going to just leave it here. We're not walking all the way back up there. Can't go that way after them. And here, viewer, I was a little confused for a while. I didn't know what I was supposed to do next. So I thought I had to make a pest teleporter for some reason at this point in the game when I was originally here. But we will very soon explain why that is not necessary. Because it looks like this area this way is closed. And we can't get through down to the other path. This passage. We can see what's down the other way, I guess. Before we go and see Dr. Mans. But I can tell you now that this also is not the correct way to go. That green light over there hints that there's a lab rat. That's the gentleman with the large pack. Yeah, one of those gentlemen of the order here. You do not want to stand in that AoE of his. Interestingly, note that the pest near him is not attacking him, and that pest near him looks pretty much exactly like the pest that Janet and Abe just made. Which means that they're probably using them. And the tram to this location is not located here. There's another one of those electropests. So I don't understand quite how it works. I don't understand what Abe and Janet were working on, but it wasn't the initial electropest. Maybe they were trying to do something with its AI or what have you, and it failed. As opposed to making one, which is what I thought they were doing originally. Let's look with Dr. Mans and check out this room.
This is Dr. Mance. If you had asked me 5 years ago what our chances of using the perforation system as a stable travel network were, I would have assumed I was talking to an imbecile. Today, such a network seems within our grasp. The T3 unit, or the dark lens they're calling it, has proven exceptionally successful. There are few places on Earth we cannot access under stable conditions. And finally, we can create those stable conditions. In theory. I would say our ambitions have extended far beyond their origins. Far beyond.
So, how we proceed through this is actually very simple. There's a hole in the gate here. Believe it or not, viewer, I spent like a few in-game days setting up a base here and trying to make that the pest teleporter, thinking it was necessary to somehow get beyond this spot, but it was not. All we had to do, we're going to do, is just walk through that broken gate. What is this? XR containment. Wildlife pens. So we're gonna, again, I'm assuming it's something like a Jurassic Park area where we'll see creatures inside holding cells. And the roadway, at least this roadway, is still sealed. See it? Report it. IS0091. Now we've read a little bit about this. And I know all about this thing, so I know already how to deal with it, but we're gonna pretend we don't. And now that we're here, we now have to worry about it from now on.
Fascinating.
An X-ray tower. Or maybe, I think we talked about the creature before. We have to be very quiet, viewer. That is a Laylac essence, and the 091 is called the Layak. A pink battery. Sorry, a field battery and pink paint. Pink battery. But that is extremely radioactive. Did you hear that? That is the Layak. From now on, that is loose in the facility and is very interested in us. There's no way forward in the labs until you get that creature to be aware of you and interested in you.
IS-091 is the most intense AV candidate we've ever encountered. Despite its appearance, it's a transcorporeal entity of some kind, invulnerable to any of the physical deterrents we've tested so far. Walls, doors, shielding, they do nothing to impede it. Intriguingly, it only appears to a single viewer at one time. Dr. Stern has that dubious honor. He identified it in the field and it followed him back here. Began materializing in the facility, looking for him like a lost puppy.
A hint that your weapons do nothing to it. You cannot destroy it with a gun or with any scientific equipment that we're going to produce, with one exception. It looks like, though, it went away after showing up to stare at us. Now, the doctor mentioned walls and doors don't impede it. This is not quite true. It will not go through locked doors, and it won't go through walls to get you. It will open doors, however, if they are unlocked, to go into the room to get you. And there is an exception to everything I've just said. If it is hostile. If it's hostile, then it can go through walls, to my knowledge, to get you and what have you. But it won't do that right away. Reminder, to all containment staff. This is the third time this quarter I found staff setting up containment incorrectly. I'm sure I don't have to emphasize how dangerous this is. Please make sure you are following the correct protocols for each and every subject. There is no room for mistakes here. Ensure you're familiar with the procedure for the following tiers. So now we're going to learn about some information for how they classify these creatures and their danger levels. Jura, unaccessible. In other words, they simply are unable to do anything to study it. Solutas, uncontainable. Everything they've tried in order to secure this thing to one location has failed. Thela, extreme risk. Very, very dangerous, these things, if they get out. Probably, it will take a lot of effort for us to defeat them, if we can defeat them at all. But we should be able to, maybe. Crucius, high risk. Very dangerous things that someone won't be able to defeat with just like a pipe wrench. Or could, but might require a good amount of work to get that done. Sanct, known and controlled. Not too dangerous, these things, but still hostile. Ordo, benign. If you are so much as seeing these words on signs around you, you're in a place where knowing these by heart could potentially save your life, not to mention the lives of those around you. Our safety, perhaps even the safety of the world, depends on your basic understanding of the system. Let's get it right, people. Yep, you'd hate to send someone who is there to work with melting love and not realize what it means to be in that room and just walks out just willy-nilly afterwards. Help! Hi, Petra. We haven't met yet, but I'm new on the IS0091 project and wanted to check something. I'm seeing 0091 right now. Should I be reporting it? Hi, Kay. I'm just logging the daybook that you're its current target. That's all you need to do. Oh, great. Now I'm never going to relax. There's nothing to worry about. It's contained, and it'll switch soon enough. So when they were here, I'm guessing 0091 was down inside its containment. And only one person at a time can see it, even in its containment downstairs, where it used to be. The person who sees it is the only person who can see it. So if you're playing this in a multiplayer game, only one person at one time will actually see the Lyac. Get rid of it. While visiting Cascade last week, I was given a tour of the preliminary containment chamber. Let me be very clear. Things like IS-0513 should not be stored at any of our facilities. I'll talk to Keystone if this doesn't change. I want it gone. I apologize for the discomfort caused by the presence of IS-0513, but as Gates Research Director, I remind you that we secure these things for the exact reason you're emailing me right now. We can't figure out what exact property is at play here, but you seem rather susceptible to its effects. In short, we all hate it, but we can't let that stop us from doing our job. I understand what you're saying, Derek, but there's something very wrong with that thing. You can feel it. Frankly, I can still feel it. The effect should fade. Try to think about something else in the meantime. I forward you some of the trainee reference for breaking soft sea hazard links. It should fade quickly given that you're all the way in New York City. The hate-inducing table. Not everything that they study here is a creature, as we talked about. This is something that they have here. And as you can see, it's a table, and supposedly it generates enough hatred for it that you just want it out of your vision, possibly destroyed if you can reach it and annihilate it. Okay, we just opened a portal up there. I know where that portal leads, and we're going to take it. I shouldn't do this metagame, but we're gonna, because I want this Lilac Essence back at our base. Okay, let's take this. This should look familiar. We are back in manufacturing. Go very as quick as we can. Get back in. Now, it's kind of funny that I'm grabbing the Lilac Essence, given how much of this we are going to eventually accumulate. But at the moment, this will be the only one. But by that I mean for the next 10 hours or so, this will be the only one of these we're going to have. And, well, I'm going to spend it on making paint. That's what we're going to do. So, let's get back to our base. Now, remember the Lyac, everyone. I guess we'll talk about the creature. I think we've read enough about it that we understand how to deal with it. correctly. And since I know anyway, I guess, well, I'll just do it. Although I shouldn't. I should be running around like a panicked person originally. But to deal with this creature, all we have to do is stare at it. That's it. Just stare at it. Keep it in your vision, and it will eventually go away. That's it. Every 15 to 20 minutes, the Layak spawns. And then will hunt you. Well, if you're the only person on the server, it will appear somewhere near you. Generally, it's always going to appear like out of line of sight, around on the other side of a wall or something of that sort, and it will begin making its way towards you. You will hear it, that it's in the area as well, giving you some time to prepare yourself to see it. Since we're here, we might as well take a nap and what have you as well. After staring at it from anywhere from 3 seconds to about 25 seconds, I think, it will dematerialize. However, if it is hostile, staring at it will not make it go away. At that point, you need to run. The Layak will become faster and will make different sounds, will act a little differently, and becomes very aggressive. What's our sneaking currently at? Oh, hey, nice. We have sneaking 8. Okay, we no longer trigger carbuncles, so we can walk straight past them from now on. Okay, what else can we talk about, Tim? Let's talk about the Layak some more. The Layak was super disturbing when you first, like, it's not that creepy, but when you round a corner and it's right there, you're not expecting to see it there because you didn't hear any sounds it made, it can be a bit shocking to you. I very much like this creature as now another type of meter that we have to deal with effectively. I really like it. I was kind of disappointed when they put in something to the game that would let you permanently disable it. But that thing is not something we can also make anytime soon. We will have to proceed quite a bit spend quite a bit of time in the game dealing with the Layak before we can actually permanently get rid of it again. It has yet to kill me, which means it's likely going to do that as we're playing together, viewer. That would be amazing, because I'm about death if that occurs. You run faster than it if you're not wearing super heavy armor like we are currently. Otherwise, I think we might move just at the same speed. And we have to keep our ears open for it from now on. Cascade Laboratories. Looks like they're still working on constructing this facility. At this point, we need to be... So the Layak offers... It will cause me to be more cautious about where I am walking and the situation I am in. We don't want to end up in a small dead end surrounded by walls like this. If the Layak rounds the corner here, we might be close enough to it that it will just immediately become active and kill us. Or go after us, and then we will likely die if we're in a corner like that. It does good damage, and it attacks quickly, and can leave very nasty bleed effects on you. Alright, looks like the water set up shop here. You have some military cots lying around. Oh. maybe these guys died trying to fight the Lyac, some of these. Actually, this looks like a small spot that they were trying to heal some of their wounded. Paratus S. Legate, are your brethren prepared? Our operative is in place and can remove the dark lens when ready. He awaits only the signal. Sick, Divinator. But we must be aware. Moving the device will destabilize the system. It is not without risk. These are circumstances when chaos only aids our goals, I assure you. Remember Lazon. Remember that time is not paused while reading emails and the like, so we are at risk of the Lyac showing up and getting us. I do wonder who the operative was. I can't figure it out based on any of the mails or information that I've picked up throughout the game so far. Watch it be Janet. Usually it's someone that you know of right in the beginning, or once again, just as I alluded that I think we're actually in some sort of simulation here. Like we're inside a computer program. We are indeed not an actual person, I think. Because they mention it very, very early on in the game how that system was created. We do not need cloth or wood. Or single metal. Some metal. Note that we're still irradiated. We picked up quite a bit of radiation holding that Laic essence for just a tiny bit. There's a TV on over there. We can't reach it at the moment. We'll try big elevator. Let's see where this goes. I don't like these twisty corners anymore now that we have a Laic to worry about. This is one of those shortcuts that isn't really a shortcut, but a long cut. There's a few of these going forward from now on, where there was a door that was locked. There's a way to path to it, to the other side to unlock it, but it doesn't. You'll never really take it unless you're playing like tag with other people on a multiplayer server.
Power services for today will be stopping momentarily. If you have any specimens outside of containment, return them immediately. Have an efficient and effective evening.
The Dura containment block. I'm not getting in through that passage. We can hear something walking around the other side, so we're likely to get into there at some point. Quite a few levels here. Giant mushrooms are all the way up there. No subject in that containment.
You look familiar.
Dr. Thule! We haven't seen him since the very, very beginning of the game. There's the Lyac. Now.
Did you happen to find any coffee?
You remember, Thule can't see it. It's after us, since we can see it. We did find coffee, but I can't trade you coffee. It's about to be nighttime also, so our vision becomes worse off then, as the lights go out of power. But as long as you're staring in the direction of where it's located, we should be able to make it go away, even if we can't technically see it. There we go. So there it went. Only 3 seconds that time. Let's explain a little bit more about the Lyac since we're dealing with it. You need to have what the game considers unbroken line of sight to the Lyac. When you do have such, the Lyac will stop moving. So if you see the Lyac still moving, we don't consider that the game says you don't have line of sight to it. So these walls right here, this gate that we can see through and see the Lyak through, doesn't count for the game to the game for purposes of getting it to go away. I kind of wish that the Lyak would also still move towards you, even when you're staring at it, but it's not an option, unfortunately. It stops and stands still. So it's, as you can see, it's not so bad. It's not so bad, but every 15 to 20 minutes, we could be in a big, huge firefight against a bunch of Order and other aliens, or fighting a boss. 15 minutes.
I'm really not enjoying this at all.
It shows up.
Oh, it's you. I came through the hole some maniac blasted in manufacturing. Obviously, I was planning on getting through the vacuum chamber to the surface elevator, but it's covered in some muck. Typical. I suppose they'll have something to deal with that in the containment block, but the place is completely locked down. Ugh, it never ends. I really need a coffee. Whatever's going on, it'll be something to do with their work in containment block. Those cowboys can't tell a boson from a bath mat, and sometimes I wonder if they even care. As soon as they set foot in another dimension, all good sense goes out the window.
Ah, they care more about exploring new places than potentially what the dangers are of them? I'm not quite sure if I agree with Dr. Thule. Some of the scientists here do seem rather reasonable. We are still irradiated. A holding cell. Later. We will show you what it's like for holding cells later. As much as I don't want to, I think it would be fun to show what occurs. Lots of empty blocks. Oh, okay, here we go. Our first sanct that we see contained. The creeping crystal. It looks like they have some sort of automated drill working on this. These symbols I don't remember seeing defined anywhere. So I think I understand what some of them mean, but not all of them. That means this is a non-hostile entity. This means it's evasive. So bits of it could be transferred someplace else, and we could then find it someplace else. We can gather a resource from it of some sort. It is stationary? I think is what that last symbol means. But we're unable to open this door, and to my knowledge, we will not actually be able to get in there to acquire any of this crystal.
Janet, wait for me!
Level 3 clearance. Well, we heard Abe. That's a hint I think we're supposed to go this way. Oh, there are the scientists. Hello, you two.
Oh, you're back.
Are you feeling alright?
Yeah, how are you guys feeling?
Janet got us back into labs, and we had a plan, although it didn't quite work out. Now, we've got a new plan. But first, we need to get into the containment block and access our equipment.
But, wouldn't you know it, they've revoked our security clearance, because who needs it during an emergency? I suppose we could head back to Office Sector, down that way, and hope Warren's got a plan to save us. But that's about as likely as Thule winning a Nobel Prize. We've got to find some other way into the containment block, or this is the end of the road.
Okay. We need to make that Tier 3 keypad hacker.
I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, so let's just say there's certain substances in the containment block that could be very helpful right now.
We just need to get in there.
Okay. Kiz Cola. Now, this is important to know. When I first saw this, note the symbol up on top. Jura. So this is unstudyable. We can actually go and look at that email, I suppose. Unaccessible. So they can't study this thing. It's evasive. We can get something from it. You can buy Kiz Cola from it.
Alert. There has been a complete containment failure. Please make your way to defense sector by any means
Emitting
available.
very low radiation.
Have an
A
efficient
strange
and
cult soda
effective
from a
day.
strange vending machine. 30 thirst fill. That's an amazing amount. Gate Immurement Registry IS0053. Jura. ENIN. I refused to interact with this the very first time I saw it. I would just pass by it every single time. Oh, we passed by one of these things earlier, too. This is another vehicle we could get to drive around the facility in. It's a little easier to turn with, in that it doesn't turn as quickly as the forklift, and it has less storage, but it does have storage to it. We'll go ahead and build at least one of these hot wire kits in the future. Remember, a long time ago, we saw an entrance to the wildlife pens up near the main lobby. This will unlock that passage. Well, since we're back effectively at home, we'll go ahead and visit home, store the handful of things we picked up, see if we can make one of those hot wire kits, and then get over to that car. We can then begin harvesting more resources in the rooms nearby, and see what other new things we can pick up. If we're allowed to make the hot wire kit, I think we need some things we don't have yet. I guess we can always bring our forklift down there, though. Oh, hello? Okay, what's happening? Yes, okay, this is very dangerous. So what's happening here is the game thinks this is located someplace it isn't, and actually getting onto that might kill us. Our forklift. That said, it's in the way, so we're gonna give it a try. We'll show you what happens, and another reason why for early access games you should keep your death penalties low. We're under attack! There was a raid that occurred. I wish the raids, I could change them, or I wish they worked like the dogs from Don't Starve. I wish that you got like weak raids to start, and every time you were attacked, they got stronger and stronger. So instead of one gene stealer, we'd have like 5 of them eventually, or maybe more, and something to risk, like to actually threaten our defenses, because it just doesn't happen currently. Okay, let's see. So let's put this away. Have some more bullets. Oh my goodness. We have more bullets here than we know what to do with. What is our accuracy? I mean, we're going to shoot them. Not very high. Okay, so we should start using our pistol and ranged weapons a lot more often. tiny bit hungry. We'll have another one of these. Okay, well, let's, I guess, head back out there. Take a quick nap, I suppose. What time is it? Oh, it's nice and bright and early in the morning. Okay. We have a little bit of metal from the soda we drank. Let's go ahead and stick that away. And can we make a hot wire kit? Oh, I thought it'd be under movement. Is it under power? Wait, did we not learn how to do it? Oh! Oh, we didn't. Okay, I might not have clicked on it. But we don't know how to make one yet. Alright then. Okay, so then we're gonna do the dangerous thing. And go onto the forklift. Okay, it moved it. So the server caught up and said, no, this is where your forklift is. Oh, okay, see? See that? It's getting a little confused as to where it actually is located. So, okay, it is here. Now, this is very dangerous from now on. We're on the forklift where we saw it. This is one of the penalties for being on a server. Oh, we're going this way, Tim? We are now. We can go downstairs with this. We might bounce around quite a bit. Woo! Oh, wow! We did a 360 there. That was pretty amazing. Still want one of your suits, sir, so that means we carve you up. No luck. Okay. Once again, the forklift isn't where it's located. We mounted the forklift when it was not quite where we saw it. And note, when we got off the forklift, we fell quite some distance on top of it. This is because the server and us, our server and our forklift are, what we're driving and where we actually are a bit different. We are where we are while we're driving this thing, but the moment we get out of it, let's show you. This is where we were. Behind it some distance. So we can die if we get off the forklift and are placed behind us. You will be placed at random spots if you desync while on a forklift. So, we could get off of it, it could put us quite some distance away from the forklift. We could end up just dropping into a void, for example. At the moment, we're just dropping off behind the forklift. Now, what do we need from here? I guess only a few odds and ends, to be honest. We'll take staplers. You can listen to Mr. Mans.
The self-painted variants of IS-184 are truly intriguing specimens. These priests or monks show clear indication of tool-making and ritualistic behavior. It seems to have formed a rudimentary civilization in one of the Antiverse 2 locations we've accessed. This raises intriguing research questions, as well as some ethical implications, I suppose. Though I'd note that these haven't stopped us previously.
Even though they're somewhat intelligent, they don't care. They're going to capture them, study them, and experiment on them. So not a whole lot there that we're really interested in taking back with us. Oh, once again, viewer, we're not quite where the forklift wants us to be. So how do you fix this? On a dedicated server, like what I'm playing on, I would need to reset the server, and I will do that before we play next time. Let's park down here. Once again, the forklift is actually here, so we can't walk forward anymore. So we came from up there earlier and went in that direction.
The Gate Cascade Research Facility is one of the most secure storage locations on the planet, and a primary immurement site for thousands of unique entities, items, objects, and organisms. Knowing your immurement designations is key to understanding the importance of your work here. Ordo subjects are generally benign or passive entities, stored for the safety and security of our world. Subjects rated Sync are largely understood and low risk, while those designated Crucius require caution and further research. Phala subjects present a high risk of unassessed phenomena or effects, and should be treated accordingly. A Jura rating indicates an entity, item, or specimen that exceeds our current understanding entirely, while Salutis subjects, dangerous or otherwise, may simply not be containable at all. Immurement designations are tools and warnings. Armed with this knowledge, you can enjoy your life, work, and extraordinary research without fear. Remember, the unknown is only frightening if we don't put a label on it.
You still have to be terrified of the things you work with, depending upon how they're labeled. I don't know if I agree with that message. First, Electropest. They're not too difficult. As long as you're able to dodge them and kill them somewhat quickly. And we just learned the hot wire kit recipe. Perfect. They drop some unique things, so we're going to want to kill them. And unique things. They drop one unique thing that I don't think we can get from anywhere else. The capacitor. And we are going to need a lot of capacitors. We're going to be coming back here to farm them whenever they respawn. Oh, very nice place to eat. You get to look out over here, maybe some of the creatures they're holding. Oh, did you hear that? I hear it. Now, I mentioned that the Lyak will, once again, forklift isn't where I think it is. There you are. Hello, Lyak. Let's do it. This is what happens when you get too close to it, viewer. Let's show you. At this point, the only way we can get rid of it is to run away and get enough distance from it that the game considers it... Okay, despawned. And we are slightly faster than it. Okay, that's good to know, even with completely heavily weighed down. We're here to show you everything, viewer. So I'm willing to do that once. This is not something I'm not going to do right now, though. You see that bot? This is a different bot than the ones we've seen before. Doesn't look very different, but I know it's very different. Let's do this. So, note the purple line. Different colored bot. Different colored bot drops slightly different things than the normal bot does, and we will need to be able to destroy it in order to harvest what it drops as well. Let's talk about these little creatures for a little bit. So, just like normal pests, they leap into the air and then they plummet to, they attack you and what have you, and they have the same timing as normal pests do. But they do a little bit of electrical damage when they strike you, in addition to the normal damage, and they can still bleed you as you would normally expect. When they leap into the air, if they are charged, they emit that AoE electrical attack around themselves. This does electrical damage and hurts somewhat significantly. And also, this is an AoE. It damages everything around them, which means if these spawn in your base, because they are now part of portal storms that you can get, you will watch as your entire base gets destroyed very quickly. They are immune to lightning, so our Tesla coils will do nothing to them whatsoever. 100% immune to all lightning effects. Our shock traps also do nothing to them. Okay, we'll let him run. Let's have a iodine tablet to get rid of our radiation. We're still irradiated. We'll need another tram station key to unlock this. So it becomes more convenient to access that button and the potential tram that we will get later. I'm not above stabbing you through the door. This room is one where I had, in all my previous games, built another base. It's reasonably safe, like the base that we currently have. It allows me to farm a bot, that one in particular, from safety. Has rooms, different rooms for where I would want hydroponics, our living quarters, and other things, and has a decent amount of space for cooking within it. I have yet to make up my mind if I want to build such a base here. I feel a little guilty whenever I make the other base in this location, because then I just never go back to the original. So I think this time around, I will just have one base and not use this one. There is always a penalty in good crafting games for every choice you make as to what you decide to permanently destroy or get rid of. Well, I'm messing this up. That doesn't make any sense what I said. So, if we build a base here, this area is one of the few where we can get multiples of those electropests. And if we build a base here, complete with, well, obviously, a crafting station, that disables the spawns for that location. Which means, while we can kill the bot, because it's not affected by that, all the electropests are disabled. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that I want to lose out on all the electropests that show up there. Anyway, let's do a few more things while we're here. A new type of monitor is here. Does it leave us anything new? Liquid crystal. Thankfully, it comes pre-vialed, as opposed to, say, just falling to the ground in a puddle, so we are able to collect it. Let's get any of these other monitors that we see. I suppose maybe you could make another base here. There are other locations to get those electropests, and it might be coming... Well, I don't know, viewer. I've always done it, so it would be kind of fun to not do it once. Okay, we'll grab, obviously, a few more things while we're here, I suppose. I can't pick up the circuit board. Okay, we don't need paper. I don't need this either. I don't need those. We don't need plastic. A lab mask. You haven't seen one of these before. Hold on, we have a little too many of these. We didn't learn any new recipes, though. Oh, I want... Actually, do we need glue that badly? We'll take some of it back with us. Printers, copiers... This hints that this is a good spot for a bathroom if they're putting a plastic bucket. I really feel that they want you to build a base in this room. You also have a nice, huge, wide open area for living quarters here. Very nice.
Dr. Derek Mance reporting, Research Director. We've discovered that direct observation from the targeted subject arrests 091's movement. It then dematerializes. Where it goes, we're uncertain. But it returns 3 or 4 hours later, seeking out the original subject. We've dosed Dr. Stern with a CNS to keep him awake, but he has to sleep at some point. And then... well, we're not entirely sure.
It would kill you. It kills you. There's no other way to say it. If you're sleeping and it's around, and you're in bed when it reaches you, that's the end of you. You are dead. Okay, we'll leave the rest of this stuff here. Webbing infestation. We had another webbing infestation in Anning last week. I put a request in for more of that gel from Antiverse B. It's the only stuff that can get rid of it. But Lenora and her TR team have been in Antiverse 3 since Tuesday, so it might be a while. We need to raise the priority on that. That webbing grows way too fast. In another couple of days, we're going to have a problem on our hands. I think Hutton's getting sick of me going over his head to Mans, but if he can't see the problem, then he is the problem. Leave it to me. We need to make anti-thermite to get through this, which we won't be making for quite some time. Yellow paint. I've been putting this yellow paint investigation on the back burner for months now, but Mans asked about it, so I better do something. You did the preliminary assessment. Anything I should know? We have zero idea who leaves it there. We've got a dozen more samples at Rise, and credible reports of at least 30 more, which makes the absence of even a single lead all the weirder. The TR team's notes make no sense either. They found it up cliffs, on the edge of buildings, even underwater. Their current theory is it's leading to something, but what? We wasted how many hours following these trails? For what? I ran composition tests. It's just paint. 2 words. Ordo. Storage. Pluto shots. Here are those images from Romer Probe. Note that these are classified Tier 3 and should be treated accordingly. They have no idea we have these. Is Pluto still qualified as a planet, or is it like an asteroid now type of thing that is around us in our solar system? Let's talk about the yellow paint really quickly. I actually did not know that many people find it annoying to have yellow paint in games. I didn't even know it was a thing that games had, like some sort of consistent thing in games. Apparently, it like hints as to things you can destroy or interact with in some way. And I do find it oh, 1 second. I do find it humorous that it's in this game as a immurement subject. I don't think we yet have what it takes to make yellow paint. But it will be amongst the many paints we are going to make going forward. What do you guys think of the labs? There's a whole lot more to explore in here. Obviously. So we will be starting to do that more in depth, in greater detail, in the next episode, obviously, as this is the 3rd day for this episode. Okay, we can get back to our home from here. It requires a bit of work running around. Let me go off this side. Yes! There we go. I really do dislike when the game desyncs me from a vehicle. Once again, viewer, to fix it, I have to cycle the server. That doesn't take very long at all. So I will do that before the next episode we record. Oh, I don't have any of my radioactive stuff here. Okay, let's go ahead and cook some meat. You know what, viewer? I will leave it to you guys to decide for me, because it will probably be... Well, actually, no, I won't, because I will probably be done with the labs by the time this video gets uploaded at the rate at which I am recording. I may decide to build a base there. It's so convenient to have it. Alright, I want to make a little... one of these, so I can put the gas mask on it, and we'll put... let's see... we put the gas mask. I guess we can put it over here near the radioactive bench. So let's get rid of this plant. Food is still cooking. This plant's been with us a while, so I feel guilty breaking it down for something. Let's see, we'll put... Can you go here? Can. Perfect. Alright, let's see. I kind of want to wait till that's done, so we'll just get something to drink. I shouldn't drink water, we should drink soda. Don't want to run water. Oh, actually, we can have a coffee. Get another mug. Delicious. We can make that paint now, so let's do that as well, I suppose. Our pink paint. Oops. Our cooking is done. Gotta keep working on that cooking experience. We eventually want to make the ovens, and to do that we need 10 cooking. We should have time to run downstairs really quick and get some supplies. Keeping an ear open for the Lyak. As much as we can. We still grab none of the things that are, whatchamacallit, radioactive. We break down that. That should be good. Have a skull. We already have 4 skulls. I guess we'll keep begin keeping another pile of them. Capacitor would be electronics.
I may soon need the facilities.
We have enough time that we can probably wait on doing that. Oh, ammunition is going down here.
If you have not already evacuated the facility, consider this your top priority. Have a wonderful and productive evening.
I want to wait till that is done. Oh, I'm apparently boiling water. So let's keep doing that. Very soon we will not have to worry about water boiling any longer. Oh, I heard it. Do you guys hear it? That was kind of creepy to whirl around and see it right there. Hello. From now on, we have to worry about the Lyak. Well, for some significant amount of time. What I really like, because I'm a masochist, is I like foggy days, especially now. We haven't really had any of them, have we? We had one, and that's been it. We had one fog day, I think one radioactive day when it comes to the weather, but that's been it. It's kind of sad. We haven't had more weather. Oh, it's only April, too. Yeah, we haven't spent too many days in game. think to me you should build the base. There's another base. It's convenient to have it there. It's fun to build a second one. But more importantly, you were able to farm those robots from some relative safety. Oh, this is rotten food. To my knowledge, you can do nothing with it but break it down, and you do get a bioscrap for it, though. Okay, one more thing about the Lyak. I just remembered, and this is of some importance as well. Oh, 1 second. You know how our plants, our farms, are on a timer based on the length of time that the game is running for, and not the length of time you spend in the game? The Lyak respawn works the same way. From now on, when we join into the server, assuming it's been longer than like 20 minutes, the Lyak will also will spawn immediately. It won't spawn, say, on top of us or the like. But it will, it's as if it's time to spawn, and we will have to worry about it. Just like as we will from now on for whenever it spawns in the game for ourselves. We're gonna do some more cooking. And then we'll use the bathroom. I know I have the meat on me. I will be okay with the tiny bit of radioactivity. Oh, did we use the bathroom already? I didn't collect that. Oh, we're also filthy, so we should wash ourselves. Alright, we got some poop on us. Let's put this away. Only 5 of it. Okay. We do need to prioritize sitting on the toilet for a while. And the robot's out. Oh, but he's confused, so I don't think he's coming up here. That said, we can this will remain on all evening without any trouble, so we'll do that. Your traps may activate, like they'll react as they are right now to the coworker if the Lyak is within range, but they won't harm the Lyak at all. They might, I think they might actually attack it, but they will do no damage to it. We're gonna break down some of this fish. We do not need all these fish. Oh! Do we have that? We do. Let's eat this tulip salad. And we should have a better chance to get... Yep, those. That juice sack. Alright, we just got one of them. Glad to have it. Let's see, these are uncooked. Sack looks like it expires. We'll put you there. Did our water finish? Our water finished. A little more water. Gotta keep doing this. It's a good time to do it, viewer. We're about out of time. Now, we don't need all these cooked plump roasts, so we're just... Right now, I'm cooking for the sole purpose of increasing our cooking skill. We have plenty of food. Let's go ahead now and break down some of this stuff. We don't need all of this. So we can just go over here, and we do need bioscrap. So you cook the food, you break down the food. Bioscrap, you get crafting, you get construction EXP for doing that. You get cooking skill for cooking, and you get more resources that you need. Water got done. Feels like the water actually gets done a little faster. Let's wait till these get done. We'll put on one more batch of them. These are not worth eating any longer. We have plenty of other sources of food now. But we still want to cook it, because it gives us experience points, and we brought it back. Oh, we brought it... Was those the last two? Okay, those are the last two. I guess... Cook some of this, improve our cooking skill again. We'll quickly harvest some plants to improve our agriculture. Grab the wheat, grab the rice. We'll grab the potatoes, the super tomatoes, and this.
Attention. This sector is under precautionary security measures. Please remain in place and wait for security assistance.
Oh, that was rice. Okay, whatever. We'll go to rice. Okay, I wanted to grow more tulips. It'll be okay. I didn't realize we put rice seeds here. Okay, so I guess we can talk a little bit about rice seeds. Actually, we can make some rice really quick. Oh, hurry. Our fish are done. So to make rice, it's pretty much the same as it is in real life. Although I like mine with a little bit of butter, not just plain water. But you take this rice, and you drop it into... well, we can drop it into anti-juice as well. So let's just do that. There we go. And we'll end up with uncooked xanthan rice. It works the same as like glue or what have you. I think it's time for me to drop... Oh, is it done? And it finished. Perfect. So it looks like a soup. But you pick it up and you have this bowl of this crazy colored rice. Good amount of hunger fill, 20. It's pretty good. And 4 thirst, which is nice too. Now we already have 4 potatoes in here. We don't need 8 more potatoes, but potatoes are a good way to get bioscrap. We can also get a few more super tomato seeds by breaking those down. And I'll grab one more of them. One more glow tulip. So we can place you there. Alright, viewer, is there anything else? I'm just going to boil more water while we're here. Then we'll wrap up, we'll call the session. So we can do that again. I'm not doing this efficiently at all. Once again, I say once again way too much. We won't have to worry about boiling water very soon. Note that we never were really under any danger of being thirsty either. The only reason why we would have needed a bunch more water would be for our farming needs, but we don't really worry about that too much since we are playing on a dedicated server. And with that said, viewer, we're done. Thank you guys for watching. Hope it was entertaining. When we come back, I will probably have done a little bit of stuff off screen. I'm probably going to run the train again to get more resources and maybe get more power cells from Flat Hill. I think, let me check really quick if the worlds respawned. They did not. Okay, so no, I won't run Flat Hill. Alright, well anyway guys, I'm done, I'm babbling. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.